Hey, good morning. This is the third in a series discussing what normal Christianity looks like. Not average Christianity where you take all the experiences and lives of every Christian and add it up and then divide it. If that's the standard, it's pretty low, and I don't know if any of us want it. So, not the average Christian life, but the normal Christian life. What is the norm? And Jesus gave us many hints. In the verse I'm discussing here, he describes it as an overflowing river, which actually is a picture of his life living itself out once again in you. And without this vision, God's people are floundering. Without a vision of what could be, actually a vision of what is, you and I stay right where we are, living in the land of I am nots and I have not, rather in the land of I am. Listening to some podcasts lately, I just wonder. I'm hearing words like frustrated, tired, anxious, fearful, the most trying of times. And I understand the need to identify with the human condition, but you and I are united with the life of God. And I want to hear that. So while we need to know that God understands and is with me, what about the possibility of God living his life out through me? Not just coming to my rescue, but actually showing up in me. What Paul said in Romans was that how can they believe unless they hear? That the gospel message is for you as well. Because we'll only live up to the expectation or the vision we have of ourselves. And so this is why I'm considering this declaration of Jesus in John 7, where he says, "Whoever believes in me, as the scriptures have said, out of his innermost being shall flow rivers of living water." Out of her innermost being shall flow rivers of living water. Waters have carved out rock. The Grand Canyon, we're told, was created by a continuous flow of water. What do you think living water can do? Out of you, a flow of life so full that it refreshes everyone that you come in contact with. A flow of life that is so powerful that it pushes away everything that stands opposed to the purpose of God in your life. A flow so delightful that it brings you into an experience of God and also into your future you, all the while that you're just being carried along by it. You were not made to carry Christianity on your shoulders. And there's so many pictures of water in the Old Testament which point to Jesus and the Spirit, the smitten rock, the Psalm 46 river that brings delight to the city of God, the well of salvation, the Ezekiel river, and more. And they all point to Jesus and the Spirit. These are types of Christ. Who is Jesus? What is he like? Well, he's like a river. He's like a well. He's like an ocean. But who is Jesus like? Who is he type of? He was pretty clear. And also John, in his epistle, also was very clear when he said, as he is, so are you in the world. As Jesus is, so are you. Jesus is a type of you. So the life of Jesus, is not a carrot that continually hangs just outside your reach. The life of Jesus living itself again in you is something that you can pursue and actually in this life taste in part what you will taste fully there. So I'm going to stay a while right here describing this life, this possibility of God, before I talk about the process of believing. Because unless you have a clear picture of this gospel, which not only meets your deepest heartfelt need, but also makes you into the person that God imagined before all eternity, you will never thirst in a way that would bring you into contact with God and experience it. So, what do you think TV commercials do? They try to create a desire in you by painting a picture of what could be, of what you could be, and what you could have. They don't need to tell you that you aren't. You just know it when you see the commercial because it paints a desire in you. It shows you this great thing you can have. Commercials are desire creators. Well, Jesus is the best desire creator, and the life of Jesus living itself out once again in you is the greatest thing. Not going to hell pales in comparison to this gospel. You can live the life of Christ right now where you are. If you're sensing that you're not really experiencing this at this time, you've come to the right place, because we're all fellow sojourners. We're all fellow seekers. The prophet Habakkuk wrote that we're to write the vision plainly on a tablet so that those who read it may run. Well, I'm telling you the vision plainly so that you can hear it and run. This vision is Jesus' life in you, because you're not living in the land of I am nots, but you're living in the land of I am. So until next time.